Hi, this is Professor Favors, American Literature, Emily Dickinson, five poems. So we're only going to look at five poems of Emily Dickinson. Of course, there are many more. Some are dealing with her relationship to nature. Others are dealing with her relationship or perception of death. And then the last one is dealing with the contrast between truth. So let's begin. All right, this lecture is subject to fair use. My life has stood a loaded gun. So, this idea of death as always present and potential comes full circle in the final selection. My life has stood a loaded gun. Here, Dickinson plays with our preconceptions not only of death, but also of energy, which appears always to be waiting for someone to unleash it. So, let's read it. My life has stood a loaded gun in corners till a day. The owner passed, identified, and carried me away. And now we roam in sovereign woods, and now we hunt the doe. And every time I speak for him, the mountain straight reply. And do I smile such cordial light upon the valley glow, it is as a Vesuvian face had let its pleasure through. And when at night our good day done, I guard my master's head, tis better than the elder's ducks, deep pillow to have shared. To foe of his I'm deadly foe, none stir the second time, on him on whom I lay a yellow eye or an emphatic thumb. Though I than he may longer live, he longer must than I, for I have but the power to kill without the power to die. So the last line really sums up the whole poem. If you don't, even if you didn't read the rest of the lines and the other stanzas, the last line, and it's in contrast to the previous two poems, that you don't really have the power to die. You can have the power to kill, which could contribute to someone else's death, but you don't yourself have the actual power to die. So my life has stood a loaded gun in corners till a day. That means readiness. It was ready. My life was ready and stood as a loaded gun to shoot in corners till a day. So my life was a ready uh, being, just like your soul selects your own society. My life was ready. Okay. The owner passed, identified, and carried me away. The owner is making the choice for me. I do not have the somehow my right has even though my life was ready, like a loaded gun, is contrast to the owner. The owner has more power over my life. I was ready as a loaded gun, and I had agency and power. But the next line, the owner is the one who actually can carry me away. The owner is making a choice about my life. And so now, as I'm going through the process of sort of um, dying in a way, we're roaming through the sovereign woods. That means that death is a sovereign thing, or it's a higher level of life that I do not have control of, unless I have the power to kill. And now we hunt the doe, and every time I speak for him, the mountain straight reply. The him here is referring to the divine. So the divine, the sovereign, the person with higher authority, um, um, they can continue to make the decisions um, about your life. And do I smile such cordial light upon the valley glow? It is a Vesuvian face, had it let its pleasure through. And when at night our good day done, so we've moved from day till a day, right? My life has stood a loaded gun in corners till a day. That's daytime. Now we're moving into night. The process of going through the woods, hunting the doe, uh, which can relate to life, but it could also relate to the processing of death because we're hunting something to kill it. We're not hunting the deer, the doe, just to look at the doe. We're hunting it to kill it. And so I do smile, such cordial light upon the valley glow. It is a Vesuvian face, had let its pleasure through. And when at night our good day done. So we've moved from day to night. I guard my master's head. 'Tis better than the elder's ducks, deep pillow to have shared. To foe of his, I'm deadly foe, none stirred the second time, on whom I lay a yellow eye or an emphatic thumb. Foe always refers to enemy. So to foe of his, so there is an enemy of his. To foe of his, I'm deadly foe. To foe of his, I'm deadly foe. So to become an enemy of his, I'm an enemy. None stir the second time. I'm not going to get a second chance. On whom I lay a yellow eye or an emphatic thumb. Um, when you put your thumb on something, it's almost certifying it, right? You know how you are fingerprinted, right? You're putting your thumb on it to certify your fingerprints. Though I then he may longer live, so death is going to live more than death is going to live longer than I am. He longer must than I. There you go. That's confirmation. For I have but the power to kill without the power to die. So I can kill just like I hunted the doe. I roamed the sovereign woods. I hunted the doe in the mountains. I talked to the valley, right? But at the end of life, when life, even though my life had stood a loaded gun and I was ready to live life, I might have been given 50 years, 60 years, 70 years, 80, 100 years. I made it to 100 years old. At the end of the day, I'm still going to die and I don't have any power over that. Of course, that's in contrast to people who prefer to take the suicide um, strategy, right? But there is no true choice over death um, without the power. You don't have a true choice over death. That's still a false sense of you thinking that you can control death. So I have but the power to kill, which is authority and power, without the power to die. So these are two types of powers, one to kill, one to die. So think about my life has stood a loaded gun in corners till a day, meaning I was ready. I was ready to shoot. My life was ready to live itself out, right? However, the contrast comes right in the second sentence in the first stanza. All you need is a big fat but or a big fat however. The owner past identified itself and carried me away. That's death identifying itself. Death is sovereign. Death, you can still go through life hunting doe. There's a divine component, and at the end of your life, for you have the power to kill without the power to die. So that's my life has stood a loaded gun. All right, so this is the end of the presentation. Emily Dickinson resources. There's a whole museum. There's contact information as well as a um, Emily Dickinson timeline. Thank you very much for listening.